Hello and welcome to Homeschool MBA, where we talk about different management business administration topics. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. So, the agenda today is strategic decisions and risk analysis for managers. Um, I've created a one-page slide on strategic decision and risk analysis for managers. This is a very interesting and important class during an MBA program. It talks about decision quality, how to achieve it, and models. Um, Professor, how are you doing? Let's talk about decision quality.
I'm fine and hope you okay too. Yes? What do you want me to do?
Let's talk about the whole, strategic decisions and risk analysis for managers.
Okay. Uh, you see, right at the outset, you must understand what is strategic decision. Strategic decision is a decision which has a long-term impact or sustainable impact on the company's operations. And when we say that it's a long-term decision, so naturally it involves risk because the situation changes over a period of time. And good managers, they, foresee the situation, the changing situation based upon their past experiences, and they identify that what are various risks that they may face during this period of time. So, when we say that it's a long term decision making, having a sustainable impact on the organization, therefore, this decision must be a quality decision. Now, quality decision, an appropriate frame, creative alternatives, and relevant and reliable information, clear values and trade-offs, sound reasoning, commitment to all, it's all okay. But quality decision is always based upon scientific data or what we call scientific decision-making system. Now, when I say scientific decision making system, I mean that the data is appropriate, it is, well explained, and its source is also available and it's reliable. So, based upon that, you take certain decisions. And it is not just one decision, it could be that you have a decision within the decision that if so and so happens, then we'll do this. And if that happens, then we'll do that. That kind of situation the managers can visualize and they can, always cater for. But how do you do that? That is, let's say, how to achieve the decision quality. Now, basically, we achieve, apart from what you have shown on the slides, that biases and traps, the dialogue decision process, decision hierarchy, and decision tree, and all that. Apart from that, the quality of decision making, as I said, depends on the scientific data that you are using, or the discussions. You are discussing various models of that decision, which you said in the next column, that strategy tables and influence diagrams and possibilities and models and software around that. There are different, you see, apart from the software which are available for decision making, but ultimately, let me tell you, the decision making is by the managers. The softwares, the data, the information, it all helps the manager to take a decision. And the manager takes a decision based upon his past experience and his understanding of the future. Therefore, to my mind, whereas this information and data and all these figures that you have shown, they are very important, But the most important part is that the manager should understand the situation. The manager should understand the problem. The manager should understand the issues on which he is taking the decision. And that will mean methodology of quality decision making to safeguard against uncertainty and how to analyze decision making, keeping in view the outcome. So basically, you are taking a decision by looking at a certain achievement or an outcome. To achieve that, you make a decision which I refer as scientific decision making process. Yes.
So, Professor, one thing to maybe add, as a manager, maybe you can highlight a little bit on, the dialogue decision process and decision hierarchy. Like, how is the manager really, preparing himself, influencing, and finally coming to those decisions? So maybe we can spend a
Okay.
bit.
You see, managers have, managers also have their managers, and managers have their subordinates. And this type of decision making is called collective decision making. It's not, one individual decision making. It's collective decision making. And when it is a collective decision making, there's team of people working on it, and everybody comes out with his or her point of view. And some people agree with your point of view, the others disagree. And those who disagree with you definitely, as a manager, ask them that why do you disagree with me? Then they come out with their own answers and their own alternates and so on. So the decision, before it is finally taken formally, it is very much discussed with different people who are concerned with the outcome of that decision. So what we say that it's a collective decision-making process, and that is how it is taken through discussions and reviews of the situation. Yes.
Okay, and lastly, one other thing to add. When I look at all these, items that I've listed over here, maybe you can also spend a minute on frame, appropriate frame. If we don't have the correct frame, it doesn't matter how much all these other things work. You could have the best software, you could have the best discussions, but maybe in the context of
Okay.
risk analysis from a manager, how do you maybe?
Okay. Okay. Let's see. What does this appropriate frame mean? No, this frame may mean different with to different managers. To my mind, appropriate frame means the boundaries within which you have to take the decision. And what are those boundaries? That are ultimately, they depend on the outcome. What do you want to achieve?
Mhm.
So to achieve, how do you want to achieve? When do you want to do it? Who is going to do it? What, when, where, why, how? When you answer all these W's,
Mhm.
then perhaps you create an appropriate frame. Within that boundaries, you have to take a decision. So that's what I understand, and I can explain what is this appropriate frame. I hope it explains to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's okay. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please like and subscribe to all our social media. Thank you.